I'm falling! Ow, I sprained my leg. Hi everyone and welcome to Left Alone in 7 Days to Die, version 2.4 v6. Alrighty guys, so while I go through the tutorial on my own, I will leave you with the settings and world generation that I have chosen for this map. World seed is Left Alone 2025, 8K world size, everything else has been left on default. As for the options, general, I just did the difficulty, I bumped this up to Nomad, everything else stayed the same. In the basics tab, I changed airdrops to disabled, I don't like it. I think airdrops give you too much power most of the time, either in food relevance, right, or just like, yeah, I might reactivate them at some point, but for now they're off, and biome progression has been turned off as well. That is a personal preference, I just don't like the biome progression, right? For the advanced tab, all I did here, disable loot respawn time. Normal for this is 7 days, so after 7 days when you go back into a POI, all the loot has respawned. I don't think that makes much sense, so that is how I like to play it. Now, we leave the daily quest progression limit on 4. I don't mind that, honestly, it's fine. We are not going for extremely fast quest completion this time around. I think only when it makes sense will we crank out a lot of quests in one day, but like, yeah, early on, that's not what our goal is. Alright, and with this we have completed the tutorial quest here. Let's claim all that bonus XP, it's not a lot, but still. Okay, 660 meters to the trader, that is fine by me. I would like to quickly check this small POI. Just want to have a quick glance if there is like some bone piles or something around. No. Okay. So, our goal is to set up shop today, right? We want to get like, oh, 1 bone, nice. We want to get the intro quest out of the way and probably one more. Yeah, that seems like a good idea. And then I would just like to find a POI to live in, right? Where we can set up shop. Ooh, potato seed. Where we can just chill out for the night, right? And gather everything we need to gather and feel safe. So, yeah. One thing we want to do is spend our 4 skill points that we got from the intro quest to go into agility, and one goes, no, let's just go 2 into deep cuts. There we go. We now just need to find enough bones to make a bone knife. So let's see if we can achieve that. Oh, our first fight has arrived. It is a tourist and we are not on the weapon we should be. So let's see how we can do with the club. We need to be careful with our stamina though, as you see, it takes quite a lot. And I really need to try and hit the head here. Okay, we knocked him down. That gives us enough time to regenerate a good amount of stamina before we go back in. Try to hit the head a couple more times. Yeah, this is like probably one of the hardest zombies to find as a first zombie. Like these guys and bikers and lumberjacks. Yeah, 750 XP though. That is very good. And as is tradition, I open up every single bird's nest that I see, and that isn't too far out of the way. On my way over to the trader, which, yeah, he is right at the edge of the town. As you can see, the town, if we open up the map, I just saw this line of POIs here, right? It seems to be quite... Oh, hi! I was wondering if she would follow up, or follow us. Oh boy. Okay, let's get that out of the way. Yes, I was wondering if this would be just a very small town. It seems to be quite a decent sized town though. Let's craft ourselves a wooden storage crate. I like to do this in the beginning of my playthroughs. Right, have a storage chest outside of the trader and just dump everything in there. And then we will grab the wood, the stones, the arrows and the bones. This is all stuff we need to craft our weapons and tools with, so we will take the plant fiber with us as well. How many arrows we have? Like 13. We probably should craft all of these feathers into arrows if we can. Oh, that's going to be very... No, it's doable. Good. Okay, let's head into the trader compound. Hello, Rekt. And yeah, let's go through the workstations first. So the forge. Oh wow, 14 forged steel. Holy smokes, that is a good find. The destroyed workbench, some iron and some mechanical parts. That is also not bad. We then have the cement mixer here. And the cement mixer, yeah, a forge ahead. Nice. Dew collector is now craftable. That is definitely something we want to craft fairly early on. But day 2 is mostly what I aim for with the dew collector. Because you do need quite, like 100, right it is? Yeah, 100 scrap polymers is quite difficult to get on day 1. Entering the compound though, we can loot up a little bit more in here. Oh, this is actually... Ah, never opened up this door. We can go up this ladder as well. Take a look at this. Ah, home cooking weekly. Grilled corn and baked potato have been unlocked. Okay. Let's talk to Rekt, get the stone shovel, and the special job, which is the intro quest, a small buried supplies that we need to dig up, so we can do that. Right, let's go through the rest of this. That's just an old sandwich. Check these 2 compartments here. What do we have? A charred meat and some... Oh wow, that is not really that helpful. It's better than nothing though. And in here we have nothing. Okay. Let's check the trucks. Is any of those? Nope. None of those is lootable, however this truck is. Aha, tools digest. Stone tools quality 2. Let's go. We need a little bit more plant fiber though to make the most out of this. And as you can see, now it's automatically tracking this challenge here. I don't want this, so I will disable it. I will, however, grab my bonus XP for the storage container, for spending skill points, for reading a magazine, and for meeting Rekt. It's not much, but it is enough to make a difference. Now, I do want the quest to be highlighted, right? So we press O, bring this up, this menu, and just toggle active here. And as you can see now, this is highlighted for us. It's 400 meters away though. Ah, perfect. This will give us bones. Yes. So now we can finally dismantle this club and have a knife as our weapon. There we go. Small little bone knife to start us out. But that's all we need here in the beginning. We also found 2 repair kits in this pickup. Nice. We just have to dig out the buried supplies here, so let's get digging. Ah, there it is. I always let my stamina come back to max before I open this up, right? So, murky water, old jam sandwich, rotting flesh, and the supplies. Get out of this hole. Awesome. Hey Rekt, I've done your quest. I always pick the pipe machine gun bundle here. There we go. And let's see, what else do you have? Yeah, a lot of it is quite a bit away, and it's all buried supplies except this fetch quest, the Richmond residence. I will take it. Here we have the Hunter's Journal, Volume 5. That's 10% more damage against deers. There's a Spear Hunter book. That doesn't help us at all. Except if we find it again, we know we have read it already. How do I get to the starting point there again? Ah, just through a hole in the gate. Okay. So one thing I really do like with agility builds, yes, I love the knife, right? The knife is a huge part of this. Oh, yeah, we will fall down here, basically. Whoops. But the other part of it is bows. And with bows and stealth attacks, you get a 3.5x multiplier, and that is enough to mostly one-hit kill pretty much every enemy that you encounter here in the beginning. Now, it's insanely dark. Just, we don't have a helmet light mod yet, and even if we have one, it has to be used sparingly, I guess, but I can barely see. We have a food pile here to check as well. That is some dog food and some murky water. I will just eat the dog food for now. Let's clear out the ground floor first. Seems like no more enemies are alive here. We have a little bit of a light source here, which is good. We need to pick up the satchel, and now the quest is basically complete. We can go back and get our reward. However, I would like to get to the end loot, right? So every POI has a end loot chest, and oh, another glue, nice. It is worth going after this, even though you will take a little bit longer, but like, it's always going to be worth it, even if you don't find many good things. Just, you might get like a food item or a drink that really helps you out early game, right? So you can absolutely cheese these fetch quests and just grab the satchel, run, get your reward. However, this is also a good way to get a little bit of XP, to try and get used to the primitive bow. Oh, we found a ladder there, okay. And just, yeah, go through and just see if there's anything of interest. Early on, loot is important, right? And we don't really need to stress out too much about how many quests we need to get done today, so get that back. There we go. Now, one thing though that stealth builds suffer from is you cannot sneak on ladders. So you will always make noise on ladders. We made it up, we can sneak now. I think they are on top of here. So yeah, if we run forward, there we go. They will just collapse in. Time for us to use our knife and to try and, like, look at it like divide and conquer, right? Stun the guys and then go to the next one and just try and separate them as much as you can. And if they run at you, like, don't panic too much. There we go. And also, like, so we do this. So we have a small food pile here with some cat food and a beer. We have an ammo pile with 2 shotty shells. Look, we have a working stiff tools box up here. So just for this alone, it was worth getting to the end loot. It's 3 motor tool parts and a spring, and then we do have the end loot reward. Night Stalker, so that's 50% sneak damage to sleeping victims at night. So only at night and only if they are sleeping. But that's a good one. Some 7.62 bullets, very nice. Sawing kits and 2 first aid bandages. Combined, that is 60 health, right? So I think that was worth it. Let's check this pallet. Yep, that's cobblestone. So we need to collect a little bit of that as well. There we go, and you can see now, my inventory is a little bit of a mess. Let's eat this. And this will slow me down, so it is dangerous to be over-encumbered like that. But especially early game, like, there's really not that much you can do about it. If you don't want to spend skill points, that is. There is a way. Where we can spend some skill points. There we go. We can also now take the torch with us, right, to light our path. Good evening, Rekt. I have completed my quest, and for rewards we have actually a couple of decent ones, right? Let's check Lucky Looter 4. That's more lead. That is not good, but the crafting skill bundle, very nice. 5 glue, very nice. 59mm ammo, also pretty cool. I will go for the crafting skill magazine bundle here. And look, he only has buried supplies. I am not going to do those. And if you take a look here, we had the intro supply quest that gave us +1 tier points and this fetch that we just did. So we are on 2 out of 10, and that's fine by me. Let's open this up. We have 2 shotgun books, 2 southern farming ones. Wow, none of those were associated with the skills that we distributed in our agility tree. That's a bit sad. We also made our first couple of dukes now. So that is something to keep in mind. Right? Awesome. We cannot spend them yet. We have a few too few. Okay, so now I really didn't find the POI on the way that I regard as, yeah, I could do a base in there, so we will do something a little bit different. We have like a couple. We don't need like 100, but like let's get 50 building blocks. And we probably have to jump up or pillar up there a little bit here in front. So what you can do, if you don't want to fight through a POI during the night, that is definitely something I don't want to do, is we can attach a ladder. There we go. Can I get one more, please? Well, let's go. Oh, ow. I fell. I fell. It's okay. Oh, one over would have been nice, wouldn't it? There we go. Let's attach it there. Like that. And we want to leave 2 blocks, right? And we can jump up here. Zombies cannot. And we can now live on top of this sign. That is a-okay with me. Like, I'm happy to stay here for the night. I'm not going to invest many more frames into this or anything like that. However, we can just do... Can't we add it like a block lower though? Oh, I'm falling! Ow, I sprained my leg. Oh well, that can happen. Okay, so now... I need to make my way back up here. You can also, if you hold R, you can copy shape and even copy shape and the rotation of this, right? So we could just try to add it out here. However, that is always like really difficult. It's really finicky in the beginning to hit like the edges. There we go. But yeah, this is like a half block, right? Which is why we cannot attach anything to it. Go, but we can walk over this gap, right? That's no problem. It still like freaks me out though. So I don't want to do this. But yeah, that is what we can do. Now, what we should do is craft a campfire. Now, we didn't find a cooking pot, right? So this campfire is a bit sad at the moment. Because it cannot really do much for us, right? If we quickly check this. Drink-wise, water, we need a cooking pot to cook the murky water into regular water, right? So, yeah, food-wise, we can't really do much yet. We also don't have the items for it. And glue also needs a cooking pot. We can favorite that though for later. But yeah, I mean, this is pretty much now the spot where we can spend the night before we find a decent POI to settle down. It's a bit unfortunate that the trader is so far away, right? We can't quickly check this one out over there. I don't mean to sprint. Honestly, since they've changed stuff with like auto sprint, I can't disable it though. It's just sprinting now. I don't want to sprint. Yeah, it starts sprinting so often. This is a tier 2 actually. We could honestly try and take this over. That's probably all wood here, right? Yeah. And then a little bit of it is cobblestone. No, that's just painted wood. Okay. I would like... If this would have been cobblestone, I would probably take this over. That's fine though. That's fine. Let's grab this little pile here. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate, right? As I said, the trader is quite out of the way of the city or the town there, so we might just want to build our own place, which with an agility build that is difficult to do, right? Because we will not have like minor 69er and stuff like that, perks that would really help us out with that. So yeah, that is a little bit of a bummer. So building our own base will have to wait a little bit, which will leave us basically with this sign. Now, I probably can renovate this to a point where it makes a little bit more sense. For now, let's grab all the cloth and all the glue we have and craft it into duct tape, because that will be very important. Right, and we can see we have 44 scrap polymers, so we should be able to craft a dew collector tomorrow, and I'm fine with that. We can collect a couple of challenges, and what do we need? We need stone and wood, basically. I think I will just cut down a couple of trees, and through nighttime I will basically chill up above on that sign and try to figure out how to make this better for us. It's like raining for the whole day though, that is very, very strange. I also really need to eat this kind of chili, and I will need to drink this water, unfortunately, as well. But yeah, it has to happen. Otherwise, we are going to be in trouble. Oh, we have a little something to check out here. Oh, yeah, good. That's a good point, actually. So, as you can see, there is a small little pile here. You're not dead, are you? There's like 2 zombies chilling in that tent. Yep. Oh, that slowed me down. Let's go back here. Let's kill them before 10 PM, right? We need them to not sprint around during the night. But I want to raise a small little point here. Let's get the arrow back. Murky water. And a medical pile in there. Ooh. Oh, jar of honey. Cool. Right, these little things. They don't give you as much wood as trees. However, they are easier to collect and mostly worth it, in my opinion. Let's check this truck. To find a little bit of fuel. Let's take down this boulder here. And yeah, without the proper perks, like this takes ages and the yield isn't even that good, right? So it is going to be a little bit precarious in the beginning. However, we should be fine. I don't often have it like this, where the trader is so far away from everything, though. Like, that is quite rare.
Or come back tomorrow if
We will.
You're still alive.
Yeah, we will come back tomorrow, Rekt. You can chill out. Right, so we have found a couple of things that are useful, right? And that's a-okay. We are really hurting on water, right? We have murky water, yes. It's quite risky to drink murky water because this can cause dysentery. As you can see, 12% chance to do so. So yeah, if we can avoid it, we want to avoid it. We could also sell the sledge parts. It's $40, right? Which is not that much, but it's probably better than nothing. I'm gonna rearrange my inventory a little bit here. Okay, that's the haul for our first day. I will now, I will sprint, I don't care. This will prolong the time it takes for sprained leg to heal, but that's fine. We are safe up here, and that's all that matters. Okay. We've managed to establish a small little foothold here, and yeah, I will try to find a better POI tomorrow where we can settle down a little bit better, right? Especially if you start to think about putting down workstations, we need to find a place to be. So, yeah, that's that though. Well, that concludes our first episode. Thank you very much for watching, guys. And as always, take care. Bye.